I'm Diane Derby. Hundreds of teachers across our area are learning how to increase happiness in the classroom for students and for themselves. It's part of a science and research-based curriculum developed by 2 teachers and a social worker. The goal is to reduce stress and ultimately prevent suicide. I learned about the simple methods they teach we can all do and the evidence they have that it is saving lives.
Every day, to this day, it still hurts.
It's been nearly 8 years since Meg Frederick lost her sister Beth to suicide. Beth was only 51 years old when she took her own life.
And I had a ticket to go see her that weekend because I knew she was suffering. She lived out in Los Angeles. And her husband called and said, "We lost her."
As a teacher, she shared her grief in the classroom with her students at Cheyenne Mountain High School in Colorado Springs, hoping to teach them just how special each one of them is.
And I said to my students all the time, the world will never be a better place without her, ever, 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 ever. It has lost something beautiful and magical and precious.
Frederick hoped she was making an impact. She got proof when one of her high school students, who had graduated 2 years earlier, showed up at her classroom door.
She said, "Can we talk for a minute?" And she said, "You saved my life." She said, because all I kept thinking about, and I knew she had really struggled, was how you said, "I will always miss my sister. The world will never be a better place without her." And she said, and I knew I had to help myself, because I couldn't leave my sister knowing the pain that you will always go through without yours. And she said, and she hugged me, I'm sobbing. And she said, you saved my life. So I'm here and I will always be here. So if that's all I've ever done in my life, it's the greatest. Connecting with other human beings.
Now, after 26 years of teaching, Frederick spends most of her time helping to teach other educators how to help their students cope with what she says is a mental health crisis among our children that can easily lead to suicide. With the help of her co-founders, Jeff Kanefsky and Jackie Mellon, they created the Colorado Springs-based nonprofit, the Mindfulness and Positivity Project.
It's the greatest work I've ever done.
They created in-person workshops and an online mental health curriculum they say is based on science and research about mindfulness and positive psychology. The goal is to help students and their teachers learn coping skills and resilience.
I think the biggest thing I'm seeing right now is a lot of anxiety with kids.
Kindergarten teacher Leah Benassi says the workshops have given her tools to help her students, many of whom were born during the pandemic, calm down. But it's not just about the kids. Is this for you too?
Absolutely. We have 7 hours with, a classroom full of 5- and 6-year-olds. Yeah.
That's stressful.
It can be.
But you're saying it's not when you have these coping skills.
They have been game changers.
Dr. Aveen Banish stepped away from her medical practice in ophthalmology to help teachers learn about simple practices like incorporating sound into meditations in the classroom that can make a difference in just a few minutes.
These practices help us feel better. They help us shift out of stressful states. So before a test or after lunch when a classroom is trying to get back into it. So there's lots of different ways to fold it into the day.
Lessons teachers and families can use to help students succeed. For Frederick, it all begins with the simple daily practice of gratitude.
We have 12 years of a captive audience, and we teach them everything they need to know, math and science and all of the things, but we don't teach them how to love this one precious life they've been given.
The Mindfulness and Positivity Project offers courses, workshops, and retreats for both educators and corporations to improve mental health. They also have a podcast where they talk with students and teachers about challenges they face and provide healthy ways to cope. To find out more, head to this story on our website, KOAA.com.